In 1511, an unprecedented event shook the waves of Malacca Strait. The city of Malacca fell. The gate to the Spice Islands laid open. For the first time in history, a city, which is also one of the most important international trading ports in the archipelago, fell to a European power. The Portuguese, now the master of the city, possessed the potential to monopolize the lucrative spice trade. This newfound control meant goods could be transported from Banda to Europe in one go without the need to be transshipped at multiple ports around the ocean en route to India, Arabia, or Africa. Concerned by the increasing presence of the Portuguese and their insistence on a monopoly on the spice trade, the Javanese turned hostile to them. The Javanese, under the leadership of the Mac, even took significant action by attacking Malacca in 1513 and 1521. The Mac, originally a vassal state to Majapahit, emerged as a new power in Java during the post-Majapahit period. The Sultanate gained hegemony over several other trading ports on the northern coast, such as Semarang, Jepara, Tuban, and Gresik. Additionally, they also established authority over the ports of Jambi and Palembang in Sumatra. Aware of being situated in a hostile region, the Portuguese sought to secure their interest by all means. The Formosa fortress was built in 1512 to fortify the city. Diplomatic ties were also established with Pegu and Ayutthaya as trade partners as well as food suppliers, in replacement of the hostile Javanese. In 1522, the Sunda Kingdom, sharing Portuguese concerns about the growing Islamic force of Demak on their eastern flank, signed a treaty with the Portuguese. This agreement allowed the Portuguese to settle in the kingdom and build a fortress in the port of Sunda Kelapa in the hope of gaining allies against possible Demak's expansion to the west. This situation alarmed Trenggana, the recent Sultan of Demak. For him, any Portuguese settlements in Java are unacceptable. He will never let the Portuguese step on the soil of Java, his interior realm. And so, the capture of Sunda Kelapa is prepared. Fatahillah, a commander from Pasai who serves at the court of Demak, is appointed to command the operation. But back in Malacca, the Portuguese were still in a precarious position, continuously under threat from Sultan Mahmud of Malacca's forces who were now based in Bintan, an island southeastern to Singapore. This situation threw a spanner in the works of their plans to construct the fort at Sunda Kelapa. It wasn't until 1526, when they could completely devastate Bintan, that they could finally shift towards Java. Back in Java, Fatahillah's operation was executed in 1526. From Cirebon, he split his forces into two routes, one by sea and the other through land, taking uncommon routes to Banten, infiltrating secretly deep into Sunda territory. Fatahillah intended to ambush the Portuguese in a surprise attack and make as minimal confrontation with the Sunda kingdom as possible to achieve a quick and decisive victory. Thus, all the preparation and execution of the mission were done in full secrecy. Banten is a north coast port city strategically located about 90 kilometers to the west of Sunda Kelapa. Fatahillah seized the need to neutralize the city to secure his operation in Sunda Kelapa. By the same year in 1526, with the help of his brother-in-law Maulana Hasanuddin, a Muslim cleric in Banten, son to Sunan Gunung Jati, and with Demak Cirebon troops already arrived there undetected, the city surrendered with almost no resistance. After consolidating their power in Banten, Fatahillah quickly shifted attention to Sunda Kelapa. The city was poorly defended and unprepared, with only a small portion of Sundanese troops stationed, and no Portuguese fortress nor its troops arrived yet. The Demak naval fleet and army besieged the city from land and water. As the Sundanese troops pushed back, the city was conquered by June of 1527. By this time, the Portuguese fleet of 5 or 6 ships led by Francisco de Sá and Duarte Qualo was already on the way to Sunda from Malacca to fulfill the Luso-Sundanese Treaty. However, they were completely unaware of the situation happening in Sunda Kelapa. Things got worse for the Qualo as the fleet was hit by a storm that separated them. When Qualo arrived with his 3 ships at Sunda, one of the ships ran ashore, but was suddenly attacked by Demak troops, leading to its entire crew of 30 being killed once they landed. Qualo awaited the arrival of Francisco's troops. They held a meeting and decided that they weren't strong enough to attack, so they sailed back to Malacca, devastating the Sundanese king's hopes. Fatahillah successfully captured Sunda Kalapa as well as drove the Portuguese out. He then renamed the port city Jayakarta, which means victorious deed or complete victory. Following his victory, Sultan Trenggana appointed Fatahillah the ruler of Banten, which now became a duchy under Demak. During the decline of Demak in the late 16th century, Banten emerged as a powerful Islamic polity in the western part of Java to the southern part of Sumatra, controlling the strategic Sunda Strait. The Sunda kingdom would be completely conquered by the Banten by the end of the 16th century, ending the almost 1,000-year-old kingdom. Jayakarta itself would grow to become an important trading port within the next centuries, shadowing the bustling Malacca on its decline.